Hey nerds! It's Geeks of Cascadia. Geeks of Cascadia. Geeks of Cascadia. Exclusive tabletop game podcast for the Pacific Northwest. All levels of gamers. Analog gaming. Tabletop news. Dungeons and Dragons and magic. Stupid, mindless bet.
There will definitely be some bet. That's probably our best. That's our best feature.
Hey geeks, Blue Samurai here, and I am with
Rebeculous. And somewhere here is the other guy.
I am still Paul.
That's the one.
And it is episode 67 of Cascadia. Woo!
I thought it was 68 last time we did this.
Yeah, me too.
Right. It is 68. Man, I'm losing it.
Start over. Let's start over.
No,
we're
we're not starting over.
Why do I start over?
Because this is the second time that we started over. So anyway, we have a great show for you today. We are doing Dungeons and Dragons versus Rick and Morty, my two favorite things. So we will be doing a review and unboxing.
Morty. Rick.
And then Morty. We'll do an unboxing first, and then we'll do
Morty.
Second.
Sorry.
So that's how we'll do it. In the meantime, we got some con news. So Paul, and you also got some news for our fans out there.
Oh yeah, hey, right now, Gen Con, which everyone loves. Gen Con is wrapping up online. Apparently, I saw online that some people went to Indianapolis to enjoy Gen Con.
Oh, dear.
Those people were fools.
Sorry, guys.
I hope you liked Steak and Shake, but you didn't get to go to Gen Con because it's online this year. Hello. They have costume contests. They had a whole bunch of stuff going on. But I didn't attend because I had to work the whole time. So that's con news. Gen Con Online. PAX was a week ago, I think, 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Are you serious that people actually went?
I saw on the Gen Con fanboy page.
Oh wow!
That people went to Gen Con expecting to be in Gen Con.
I like how you said fanboy and then you backed up and the little fan behind you shows up.
There's the
Are you a fanboy?
This is the fan. Whoa. This is the fanboy right here.
Yeah, don't move.
I love Zoom. I love this age of Zoom and COVID. I love the whole pandemic. It makes everything so much easier.
Yes.
There are some things I like about it.
And what else do you got, Paul?
Also,
Paul? Like a phone number?
I want to start a community thing, very much like they used to have on the Nerdist podcast, which they called the community corkboard, where you email us and you have a project that you're working on that you want to get noticed, or maybe you've got a Kickstarter or a friend with a Kickstarter that you want us to talk about. Email us at geeksofcascadia@gmail.com. Maybe you just maybe you listen to our podcast with a friend or a spouse, and it's their birthday, and you want to say happy birthday or happy anniversary, and just email us, and we will do that.
Maybe you're just lonely and want to say
I'm
hi.
just lonely.
And if they are just lonely and want to say hi, is there any number they could call?
If you want to, you can really call our new phone number, which is 20861-GEEKS. Again,
That's
20861-GEEKS.
43357. Okay, I'm going to call it. See what happens.
Rebecca has a math degree.
It's Idaho.
It's Idaho.
We're not even in Idaho.
We're not in Idaho. It was the closest I could get.
Oh.
Pacific Northwest.
Is this your voice on here then? Let's see. See who answers. I'm calling it.
What? It's just some rando.
Hello? Rebecca?
That's not. That's
Rebecca? Are you talking to me?
There you are. Yes. Neat.
Look, it
That's
works.
so cool.
Isn't that great?
I mean,
Look, I can talk directly to Paul.
You gave him
I'm
like
hanging up on
your phone number. Well, not your
Okay.
real phone number, but a phone
Not
number.
my real phone number now.
This is it. This is what the fans have wanted, to talk to Paul.
That's
Now
kind of
they
weird.
can.
Okay.
And you can
Call
call
us.
him anytime, day or
Call us.
night, and he will answer.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's
All
right.
right.
Even at 3 a.m. because he's already working by then, right?
Yeah, I'm already at work by then.
It
Call
shows
me at 3 a.m. anytime because I'm up.
It shows us how much we love our fans out
We
there.
love our fans. We want to interact with our fans and build community.
Please subscribe. Please rate us.
Oh,
All those
yes.
things.
Rate.
For
more?
Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars.
Yes.
We will say whatever you want, but give us 5 stars, and we will come up with a group to call you.
Yes. Paul, do you have any other news?
That's about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Rebeculus and I have some tabletop game news. Rebeculus, would you like to go first, or would you like me to go first? It's your choice.
You have more, and you're a good closer. So I think I'll just start because I really only glanced at this Umbrella Academy one. I didn't have time to prepare, but I did watch the Umbrella Academy season 2, episode 1 the other night, and I loved it. And I can't wait to watch more. And then I looked on Kickstarter, and lo and behold, there is an Umbrella Academy card game, which is a board-end card game, which is based on the comics. The illustrations are really cool. They're right out of the comics. It looks great. I haven't read the comics yet. I should do that. It's by Gerard Way and Gabrielle Ba. They're out of LA, Los Angeles, and sucker's already funded. But if you there's tiers, and you get the standard edition if you pay $25. Really neat. It's a really cool graphics, a box, a tray, a rule sheet, 199 game cards. You pay $45. You get some plastic tokens and a different size game board and some extra cards. And then there's a collector's edition, et cetera, et cetera. Oh my gosh, it kind of goes on. And it looks really cool. And Umbrella Academy, it's a comic, it's a board game, it's a show. It's fun.
I like it. Yeah, I've only seen one episode though, so.
Me too. Do you want to watch more after seeing the one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you should.
And that was right after I watched Netflix Cursed. Has anyone seen Cursed?
Haven't seen Cursed, but heard good things about it. Oh no, maybe it was Dark.
It's a little
I heard good things about
different take on the Arthurian tales, but I liked it. It's pretty good.
There's so much to watch. There's a lot of good stuff.
There's too much.
There is too much.
Yes. So what are the other things we have for tabletop game news? Straight from tabletop game news. We got from the RPG Forbidden Lands. I have never played it. I've heard good things about it, but maybe one of these days we'll have to play it. Crypt of the Mollified Mage Adventures, and I hope I got that right because it's Mellified. So Mellified? But it sounds pretty cool, so check it out. That is available. Also, do you like Twilight Imperium? Do you like Galactic Conquest? Do you like playing a game for 12 hours? Well, check out Fantasy Flight announces Prophecy of the King's expansion for Twilight Imperium, a major new expansion that is coming soon from Fantasy Flight, and it will greatly increase your options for the game. So instead of 12 hours, it'll be 24 hours. That joke does not get old.
He's a Pete.
I do like Twilight Imperium. It just takes a long time.
Yeah.
Next is, and this is happening, well, of course, you're going to get this later, but at Gen Con, Japan Anime Games is going to online sale, but you can check them out. They take your favorite anime and turn tabletop game. For example, Robotech was a cool show that I saw growing up, and I think, did you two watch Robotech at all?
No,
Never heard of it.
My wife was a big fan.
No, I grew up in Minnesota. I don't think we had that.
Probably not much.
They had, what, cheese and corn? What?
Yeah. Pretty much it.
There was anime. I watched Kimba the White Lion when I was a little kid. Found out recently that was anime. That's it. That's all I got. Oh, wow. Speed Racer. Speed Racer.
That's a good one. That's good.
Thanks.
Moving on. So we got Fantasy Flight announces X-Men Mutant Insurrection card game. So check that out if you like Marvel, if you like mutants, if you like card games. Hey, you get all 3 in one.
Do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite X-Men?
Who, me?
Or woman? Yeah, you. You guys. You and Paul.
Oh, favorite X-Men. Well,
yes.
Person?
see,
X-person.
I like Wolverine, but then someone goes, "Well, everybody likes Wolverine," but I liked Wolverine back in the '80s when,
Before it was cool to like Wolverine.
before it was cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Paul, do you have a favorite?
No.
Alrighty.
I'm a DC guy. I'm big. My favorite comic book person is Dr. Fate. No, wait, I take that back. It's Booster Gold. Which is DC.
that's an odd one. Yeah.
Booster Gold is the best.
Never heard of that. Never heard of that.
Look it up.
I just watched a bunch of movies, not just, but who is the dude who's all like metal, like all giant metal guy in like the second or third X-Men movie?
Oh, you're talking about Colossus?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's the guy.
Yes.
I like him because he's giant and made of metal.
Yes.
He's great in the second Deadpool movie.
Yes. Yes, that's the guy. That's the guy.
Also,
I don't know if he's my favorite, but
also with Paizo announces a complete character Chronicles for Pathfinder, so check that out. They're made from Beetle and Grimm, so check that out. They do a lot of stuff actually, Beetle and Grimm. If you want, let's say, adventure, they do D&D stuff too. You gotta pay a little premium, but you get some nice goodies with it. Also, Forge World is taking orders for the Quinn Jia figure for 40K. So if you're into 40K, check that out. I couldn't get into it because I'm not a good painter and I couldn't get all those miniatures. Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, that's time.
Yeah, it is a lot of time. Also, Fantasy Flight previews the new X-Wing release. With Gen Con Online happening, there's a bunch of announcements going out. By the time this comes out, you're not gonna. It'll be a little too late, but I'm sure if you went online or checked out Fantasy Flight, you'll see it. But they've got 6 new expansion sets coming out for X-Wing. I have never played X-Wing, the game, but I have seen people play it, so it seems pretty cool.
It looks cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's some stuff like Heavy Expansion Pack, Heralds of Hope, Squadron Pack. But anyway, there's a bunch of expansion packs. You should check it out if you're into that. Yeah. So, what do you guys want to do? You want to check out the unboxing? I think you two. Did you two do it? Did we all three did it? I can't remember.
We unboxed. I think Paul and I unboxed.
Weren't allowed.
Yes.
Yes,
now,
we banned you for some
to the
reason.
viewers out there, we did this unboxing before the world blew up, before the pandemic.
Yeah,
that's why Paul and I are sitting so close to each other in the video.
Yes. Oh, looks like I was in there. So all three of us were way too close and we're not wearing masks, but we didn't know there was COVID. Didn't know.
We sip out of each other's beer anyway. Spit in Paul's beer. He spits in mine.
There was COVID. There was no COVID when we did this.
That's right. There was no COVID. There's no. Oh my gosh. Oh, anyway.
Yes. Oh my God. Is that Bob?
It is Bob. Hi, Bob.
This is Bob the COVID.
So with that, let's go check out the unboxing of Dungeons and Dragons and Rick versus Rick and Morty.
Hey guys, here we are. We're doing the unboxing of the Dungeons and Dragons versus Rick and Morty.
Wow, so cool.
Yes. So I think we should all go on the record of how we feel about Dungeons and Dragons. We love Dungeons and Dragons.
We love Dungeons and Dragons.
And how do we feel about Rick and Morty?
I love Rick and Morty. Watched every episode. You guys?
Do you see the neutral look on my face?
I've watched an episode of Rick and Morty, and I enjoyed it.
Just one episode?
Just one episode. Just now. Just like 3 days ago. Well,
I like them both. It's like peanut butter and chocolate.
It's really fun. Oh. I really enjoyed it. It was mind-bending. It was hilarious.
Does it make you want to watch more Rick and Morty?
It does. But seasons 1 through 3 are behind a paywall because Turner.
Well, I got some Blu-rays.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe I should borrow your Blu-rays.
You should.
Maybe I should.
You should.
Yeah.
Because
I didn't have any interest until this came out and wanted to check it out, and because this person who's not maybe your friend, Shelley Masnoble, said this is great for everybody. It's like,
it is, and this was inspired by the comic book by I want to say last name Zub, because he's the one that wrote it,
and Patrick Rothfuss.
Yeah. And so Wizard said, hey, man, this is cool. We want a piece of that. So invited him over. And Jim Zub and Patrick Rolfus decided to put this all together.
Yes. And
And Kate Welsh, by the way.
Kate, yes,
Kate
she's the lead design person.
Yes.
And it is really, really good.
It is good.
It is really, really good.
We're not going to spoil it for you. That's going to be a different
This is
episode.
spoiler free. Yes.
This is more of just, we're just going to do an unboxing. We're going to show you what we got in there.
And we're going to talk a little bit about,
Sounds risque.
I guess, my feelings about it, because I'm the one who's read everything.
You have no feelings.
I have feelings about this.
Oh, all right.
So we should get into it.
We
then.
should.
So first of all, the box.
The box. You get the box.
It's funny.
Which is over here.
You don't
box is
unbox
great.
the box because that's
And
the box.
you can use this part as a dice rolling tray if you want. It comes with 2 dice trays,
Good.
which is great.
I suppose you have to watch Rick and Morty to know what wubba lubba dub dub refers to.
Probably. It is very.
You watch, don't you know?
You just have to watch it.
That's not going to get me to watch.
This is fun for people who do not play Rick and Morty, do not watch Rick and Morty.
Is it?
Yes.
How? Oh, you,
Well, first
you
of all,
dropped
let's
the
go
bomb.
into unboxing. So first, we got the box. But
You get the box.
Inside the box,
you
A
get
million little boxes.
pre-generated character sheets,
yes.
which are great because, well, that's like, for example, you're playing Morty, who's playing Keth Silverson, rogue, urchin, half
Got
orc.
some here. Yes, and we'll just tell you, there is, was it 5 character sheets?
5
we got?
character sheets.
So one for Summer, one for Beth.
One for Jerry, who apparently Rick doesn't love that much.
No.
And one for Morty, one for Meatface, who is a new character added to the game, right?
Right. So these are obviously pre-generated characters that you can be. So
Yes.
something to look forward for. And they actually use the 5th edition rules for the for these characters.
Yes.
By the way.
And during the adventure sounds too long to me. It's a dungeon crawl. During the dungeon crawl, so the premise is Rick has created this dungeon because he's a wizard. And he runs his beloved family, except for Jerry, through this dungeon.
Right.
And they play D&D.
And so it comes with an adventure as well, which is, I think
Yes.
you've got that.
I've got the adventure. You've got the rule book.
Hold it up.
Yep. Here's the rule book. Of course, we'll put it on the screen too.
You bet.
And what's really great about this rule book, and I won't, again, this is going to
It's
make
The
this
hilarious.
spoiler free.
pages?
There's a lot, very similar,
There's no,
similar to the rule
there's no
book.
spoilers in the rule book.
But there's a lot of commentary by Rick.
Yes.
There's some alt rules
those dice.
in here. Actually, I've heard from several people that this is actually might be, if you're first time in the D&D, this might be a cool thing to get into. Actually helps you really understand
100%.
Oh.
This is, I have read the beginner's box, is that what it is? The Essentials Kit, the Dungeons Master's Guide, the Player's Handbook. This is the best intro to D&D rules that I have read.
Wow.
It's really, really good. It's like, oh, I get it now.
It says a lot because Paul knew nothing about D&D.
3 years ago, I knew nothing about D&D.
Nothing.
About D&D. And this is the best introduction to the rules of Dungeons and Dragons, 5th edition, that I have read, and I have read all of them.
Well, that's a good tip because D&D itself is kind of complex.
It's kind of
If you've
complex.
never played before and you're an
This
adult.
starts
and you're
out real
trying
simple.
To, like, figure
Right.
things
And,
out.
and the book itself is about 60 pages, the rule book.
Yeah.
And
That's my
it's pretty
attention
good.
span.
But
I
there's
could
a lot,
do that.
It is. It's a lot
Maybe.
of pictures. You'd like it.
Oh,
A lot
of
of pictures.
pictures.
For you.
Heck yeah.
There's
Yeah.
lots of funny
Absolutely.
commentary from Rick and Morty.
Yes.
But back to the character sheets. On the back side of the character sheets, because during this dungeon crawl, you level up a couple times. There's instructions for leveling up.
Oh, okay.
And even if you continue with these characters in some other adventure afterwards, there's rules for leveling up after that. So that's totally cool. Then that's no spoiler. You're going to level up. It's going to be fun.
And what else comes in the box? You've got.
comes in the box?
You're holding back on the dungeon.
Yeah, we've
master
got
screen, right?
we've got the DM screen, which
Oh, I had
on
that up. You took it
one
out.
side has the stuff you need to play the game. Tables.
Because the rules are slightly different, right?
Rules are a little bit different. It's not too bad. Sorry, my screen's making a fart sound there.
Right. Which is
Sure, it's
great
the
for
screen.
we're talking about
Yes.
Rick and Morty, so it's
Yes.
great.
There is the rule book, which is
Yes.
the best rule book. There is the adventure, which is the Lost Dungeon of Rickedness, Big Rick Energy. And You get,
Oh, we got the dice.
You got 11 dice.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Oh, this is great.
They're all yellow and stuff.
So where can you get this at?
You can get this at your friendly local game store, which is fantastic. These are my special power D4s that I just happen to chuck in the box. They don't come with the set, but the power D4s Kickstarter was great.
I've never seen the underside of a DM
So
screen
it's
before.
like if something
This is
comes up,
exciting. I like this geometry.
you have to make a save. You have to have a challenge for people, and it's all there. And plus, there's fun Rick and Morty art on the inside and the outside of the DM screen.
This is
This is the thing that's made me want to watch Rick and Morty the most.
fantastic.
Is this more than you ever telling me about it or wearing your T-shirt or saying positive things?
But it is incredibly hilarious. Rick does not care for Jerry.
Yep.
That plays into it a little bit.
He wants to kill him.
Yes.
Oh, why?
There's for D&D, there's a significant increase in the amount of butts.
Yes.
Butts.
A lot of butts.
There's a lot of butts.
Actual butts?
Yeah.
Yes and no. I don't want to spoil anything for you.
Oh yeah, we can't do that. Yeah, we
It's
can't
like-
spoil it. Is there anything else in the box, or is that pretty much
That's
it?
pretty much it in the box. There's not.
Okay.
It's not like the Essentials kit where there's a bunch of stuff in the box.
right.
It's super simplified. You can easily play this game, and anybody can sit down and read the rule book and run this game.
So my recommendation, people, is that if you're new to D&D and you want to get into it, it's actually not that bad.
Right.
It's not that bad because the rules are. It makes it more entertaining when it's done by Rick Sanchez.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know why, but it's
super
easier
funny
to understand.
Yeah. It's like the way it's written. It's super approachable. It's like, okay, I get that.
Right.
Where before there's a couple things where because I've played D&D for like 3 years now. A couple things I read in the rule, but it's like, oh, I get that now.
I understand.
That makes sense to me.
And this is available at pretty much every game store. That's where you want to get it. And you can, of course, get it on Amazon.
You can, yeah. It's $21 on Amazon.com. If you do that, it's like a $25 everywhere else, I think.
But we like to support our local game store.
Yeah,
Support
we
your local game store. That's really important.
worth
And
the
for
extra.
$4, really.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
All right. So what we will do is... oh, go ahead. No,
Hang
sorry.
on.
Yes.
I want to talk a little bit about the adventure, Dungeon Crawl, without actually saying anything.
Because we're going to play it.
We're going to play it. And I don't want to spoil it for them. I don't want to spoil it for you. There's some really clever stuff in here. There's some really terrible stuff in here. There's some really butt-centered stuff in here.
Okay.
Saying stuff without saying stuff.
Yeah.
It's
I can tell.
it's really fun. My only one drawback is the map is they seem to number the rooms kind of randomly instead of like 1, 2, 3, 4 the way you would go through the rooms in the most likely fashion for your players. It's a little awkward, so you may want to take some notes on that where the rooms are.
Well,
Okay.
I don't watch Rick and Morty, but you had me at many butts.
There's a lot of
So,
butts.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know which one I pick. I might either be Summer or Beth.
Oh,
I'm not quite sure
here's
which
my
character
idea.
I'd like to-
You gonna play a female?
Wait.
Yes, I could. Yeah, of course. I'm a progressive person.
Here's
Anyway, go ahead.
here's what I want to do when we start this game. I want to offer to the table. It's like, okay, we can either do this. You can either roll for initiative to choose your character,
Okay.
or we could do it randomly.
Oh. Okay. Because you can't. Can you play your? Can you do your own character in this, or you're not?
You
allowed?
can, but it would be less fun.
Okay. I don't know why you did that.
That fits perfectly.
All right.
Great.
Great.
That was just to do a little.
So anyway, check it out. It's super fun. If you like Rick and Morty at all and want to play D&D, this is the thing to do.
Sounds
Highly
like it's fun
recommend
even
it.
if you don't.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Thanks a lot. Thanks for joining us.
Oh my God, I loved running Rick and Morty for my friends. I'm not a big fan of Rick and Morty, but you don't have to be. It was so much fun.
I love the
Way-
dice that came in the box too.
The
Yeah.
dice were great. I'm
Mhm.
looking for them. I put them away. There's so much weird stuff. It's like White Plume Mountain on acid.
Yes, and
It's like,
I like these unboxing videos that we do are
pretty popular. We'll have to do some more of some future stuff, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe you could do the mayhem Dungeon Mayhem, Rebecculus.
Oh, I would love to, since
You
I
do
have a
that.
sexy complete set.
Yes.
Didn't we already do that?
Yeah, we might.
we?
Have. You
Did we
guys
do
might have
that?
done that. I didn't do
No,
that.
I think me and Rebecca did that.
Maybe.
Well,
Go back.
yeah.
Go back in your.
I think we did that.
Did
Check
you?
your anals and see. Go
Yeah.
back in the
My
anals. Yes.
Wait.
Yeah, right.
Oh no, that's just poop.
right. But what I really loved, you could actually take the basic rules out of Rick and Morty, and you could actually run a normal D&D game. I mean, you can't use because it's separate from the adventure because there's the 2 books, but it kind of explains D&D in the most simplistic
It does.
way. I love it.
It's like the rule book is the best book to learn D&D right now.
Yeah,
And
and
I
it's
tried to run it.
hilarious too, which is great.
It is, and I tried to run it like Griffin McElroy,
Mhm.
who is my. I'm sorry, everybody, Barry and Steve and other Steve.
Mhm.
Griffin McElroy is my favorite DM.
Wow. Wow.
Because
You could just
accepts
see
things and
Loose
goes with it.
Samurai's heart breaking just a little.
Sorry,
Just a little bit.
Griffin McElroy.
Just a little bit.
That's quite a cool name. Griffin
Adventure
McElroy.
Zone.
Nice. I like it.
The Adventure Zone. Listen to the Adventure Zone.
Yes.
Good. But I was like, I was just yes and. Yes, you want to do that? Sure. Great. Let's do that. And I loved it.
Cool. Well, I think you will all love the review that we did for Dungeons and Dragons versus Rick and Morty. And Paul got to run the game, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, turns out I love running games.
I like the review because we're all kind of had different things to say about it. And I went out and watched some Rick and Morty because I'd never watched it. Didn't really like it, but did still like the game and tried to put some little Morty flavor because my character was Morty.
Oh,
Morty's
geez.
character.
Oh, geez.
Geez. And so did Doug and our other buddy Steve.
Yeah.
Getting his voice a little higher to play Beth. Or so it was kind of fun.
And we invited Steve into the review, so he got to talk a little bit about the game. I've ran a game and Paul's ran a game, and I'm just waiting for Rebecculus to run a game.
As soon as the COVID stops, so I don't have to figure out all the online Forge and Discord and stuff. I'm not that smart. Contrary to what I look like, I'm not that smart. I'm sorry. What?
We're going to talk about how to run a game online during COVID very soon.
Me and
should
you,
do that.
or
And,
you and the public and us.
Me and you and Hobbs,
Okay.
Samurai.
We definitely got to get to Steve.
If I feel comfortable with the technology, because we don't know when this COVID's going to end, and I don't want to wait forever to do Baldur's Gate, Descent to Avernus, whatever it's called. I have the books. I'm excited. It looks cool.
It is cool.
And I don't want to lose what I read already.
I bought minis for Strahd. It's like I want to run Strahd, but I have all these minis, and I want to use them.
Not just take a picture of them and put them on the. Actually,
I created a character for both your games too. Now.
Oh yeah.
Well, maybe we can one of these times when we're all in agreement, go to that empty office someone referred to, sit 6 feet apart, wear some masks, and just do it. Nah.
We'll see.
Okay.
I don't know.
We'll see.
What should we do? What's the best thing to do?
I don't know.
Wow.
We have no idea.
Well, with that, why
COVID,
don't we check out the game review that we did?
We should.
All right. Let's do that right about now.
Bing.
You're listening to Geeks of Cascadia, Behind the DM Screen.
Hey, geeks. Welcome to Behind the DM Screen. And of course, you know the three of the co-hosts that we are usually on the show, but we have a special guest who has been on our show a couple times when we do
very
our
special.
DM stuff. Steve, how's it going, buddy?
Doing well. How are you?
Good. You usually are our DM, but this time you were not our DM.
I was not, and it was glorious.
Yes, you got to be a player on this particular
Yeah.
game. And of course, what we're reviewing is Dungeons and Dragons versus Rick and Morty. And the viewers and the listeners probably already heard or saw the unboxing part of it. So we're going straight into the adventure. So it's a little spoilery. And of course, Paul, you have it up, but it's kind of fading out.
That's great.
But that's okay, because I know when you
go.
edit this thing, you can throw it up on here. So
I can, yes.
that's cool. So why don't we begin by talking about like what who did what? So I was Summer, who
So pretty.
know that character. That is Morty's sister, and Summer was in this particular adventure a fighter, kind of a archer type fighter, and name is Arya, a half elf.
She had great cans.
And Rebecculus, what did you do?
So it was confusing to be a pretend player being another pretend player, but I was Morty, which is cool, and my character's name was Keth, not Keith. Keth. And I was a rogue, right?
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
You were
Correct.
Rogue of some. I
Rogue.
inspected a lot of doors. I did a lot of door
Yes.
inspections. I know a lot about doors now.
I don't think you ever found a trap on a door, so that trap with your name on it is still out there
You
somewhere.
got to roll higher than a 5 probably to actually get something on a door.
There
So
were no traps on any doors.
what's
I
the
didn't write
point?
this
What's the
thing.
point of having high investigation if a door is just a door?
Well, sorry.
That's all right. It was unsatisfying.
One day you'll forget to check a door, and it'll be trapped.
Yeah.
And Steve, what did you play?
Amaranthia Lion, which is Beth, plays her, and she is a horse cleric.
Doctor.
Horse cleric. Yes.
the-
High medicine, high animal handling.
Nice.
The other characters that we did have some of our other friends played with us. A guy named Bill Williams, and then we had Doug, who was with us, and they each played. I think Doug played Kira Bravin, which is basically, why can't I remember?
Rain wizard.
Jerry.
Jerry, that's right, Jerry.
Jerry.
A rain wizard.
Half elf wizard, and of course Meatface, which really is no character on Rick and Morty, and that was played by Bill. Now these were pre-generated characters that come with the game, but really, and I think based upon all of you, you really didn't need to have the pre-generated characters. You could have just had a regular. You could have rolled.
Oh yeah.
Hold it
Yeah,
closer,
that's-
Polly. Oh, I guess that doesn't help.
Doesn't work.
Doesn't help.
Yeah.
Wow. It's terrible.
It is terrible.
But what?
Yeah, I think what's more important is the show character you play than the D&D character you play.
Right. I think it was hard to play. I'm not used to doing pre-gen because I like rolling out my own character, but in a way it was kind of fun because you had to play the character. I think Rebecca, she said it best. You're playing a character, playing another character, I guess, because that's basically what you're doing.
Plus, I was unfamiliar with Rick and Morty. This kind of forced me to actually watch about 6
Right.
episodes. I'm 6 episodes in. I could not get Morty's voice. I tried. It just came out sounding like a
You
little girl.
did
So,
well, and Morty sounds like a little girl, and you
That's
did
true,
pretty
too.
well. I
he did.
I enjoyed it.
You certainly
It was
don't
fun.
have to play the game with pre-generated characters, but it's fun to do it, and especially if you're a fan of Rick and Morty, which I am. But what I liked about this is it really teaches you about the game of D&D, and in fact, Paul, who DM'd it, talk a little bit about the because it's divided into two books, and then we talk a little bit about the unboxing. But there is this is a great intro into D&D. I think probably one of the best intros in D&D.
It really is. This is the best rule book.
How so?
It makes things understandable. Some of them have been suspect.
Right.
So yeah.
I was a little confused. I didn't get it first. I'm sure it was said that Rick was the DM, and then I grasped that, and then at the end, when the tables turned a little, I was a little confused about where Rick was.
As was I, but Rick gets kidnapped by somebody. I don't know who.
Somebody who likes butterflies and flowers and
Yes,
nice, pretty
exactly.
things.
That was
Which
my favorite part.
Rick does not.
The butterfly room. I like that. That was fun.
And Paul, you did this as if Rick himself was DMing this, right? You were kind of channeling.
I tried. I don't watch the show,
Well, there's your first mistake.
so I did my best.
I think you're naturally Rick-like enough
I'm very much
that
yes.
that it worked pretty well.
Okay.
I don't know if the rest of you actually. I did end up kind of doing my homework on this and reading it before we went on the podcast. But I did reading the adventure.
I don't do homework.
It was well, it was a pretty easy read. I mean, and I think both of you who played it with me can probably agree. It's kind of your traditional dungeon crawl type.
Well, traditional-ish. Traditional in that, yeah, it's pretty much a dungeon crawl where you're going kind of room to room and discovering new things and having new weird things happen. Pretty untraditional in the sense that there were like a lot more butts and weird. There was kind of almost old schoolish, and there was a lot of, well, this room's right here, but really this room is this other thing. Don't regard the map at all. Just kind of, and it's kind of the old schoolish of everything's bizarre, and it's not like a area that makes a lot of sense. It's not there to make sense. It's there to confound you, confuse you, entertain you, and it just kind of be wild thing.
Right. And for Rebeculus, did you feel? Well, actually, Steve, you too. You didn't. Both of you are not big. You didn't really watch Rick and Morty until just recently getting in this adventure. So, did you feel like not knowing Rick and Morty, was it difficult for you, or was it? Did you feel like you had to know the jokes and you had to know the cartoon in order to understand this?
I didn't know the Meeseeks. That would have been nifty. I don't know that would have helped in the playing of the game, but it's nice to be familiar with your background. And I saw that Meeseeks episode after we encountered them, and I thought, gosh darn it, I could have added a few more little humorous things to my speech if I would have known.
Button on
What's that?
you.
What?
You had the Meeseeks button on you the whole time.
Yeah, we used the
Summon
Meeseeks
Meeseeks at any time.
Oh,
Did not
so
know.
yeah.
Did not know that. See, yes. So
Totally
the answer to your
forgot.
question is yes. It would have been very helpful. But I did buy the first season because of this campaign, and I still have a couple left to watch. So yeah, I like it.
Do you guys feel like someone new? Let's say I'm new to D&D, or I don't know Rick and Morty. Could you still play this game? Was it still enjoyable?
Yes.
And do you think it was okay?
Yeah.
I feel like if you're new to D&D and haven't watched Rick and Morty, this might be confusing. But that's just me. I'd be like, why are we doing, like, I wouldn't get it. But that's just me.
On the other hand, my long ago introduction to D&D, things tended to be even far stupider than this. And probably more childish and all that. So I could see it being fine. I could see it bringing in somebody who's less serious interested in fantasy and all that, and more just wants to mess around and have a good time and have butt jokes with friends and things.
See, I'm a little more, if you had like a Winnie the Pooh D&D. Now there's things I know, Pooh could be like a warrior.
For
Okay,
me,
sorry,
it was
another
like
conversation.
for me, it was White Plume Mountain plus butts.
Yeah.
Plus butts?
Very good.
Oh.
Plus butts.
White Blue Mountain plus butts. That'll be.
Yeah.
That's a quotable quote, right?
Although sometimes minus butts.
Yeah, also minus butts, yes.
So, what we'll put if Paul can do this in post edit.
Oh,
we
that way. Oh,
Well, we
wait.
got what you'll see right now, I hope, is the map of the dungeon that we went through. And you can see there's about 39 rooms. This is, as you can see, it looks like a dungeon crawl.
Were there 39? Did we hit all of them?
Are we seeing this?
Not right now. Wait,
right
yes,
now.
I see it right now.
That's right.
I'm making this. Okay, I'm making this happen. Okay.
Yes.
Fine.
How many rooms did we hit?
I think we hit
About
most
30.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that went fast. I didn't even know that. That's cool.
And it's basically divided into a third. As I was reading the adventure, though, we ended up taking, I think, 2 extra weeks.
Oh, by the way, spoilers.
Yeah, of course. But we were going to handle that in the intros, and the outros, and the intros. But anyway, so we've got 39 rooms. It goes from first level to third level. Paul, what did you have to do to prepare for this as a DM? Is there anything that people should know about this?
Well, I had to learn how to operate VTT Forge, Foundry.
Yes.
Which other Steve
Mm-hmm.
on my lower left helped me with a lot. That was kind of difficult. Trying the map was hard.
You probably kind of looking back, yeah, because the map didn't. There are all these rooms that are like on the map. It's like 20 feet across, but in the text, it's like actually it's this giant extra dimensional room. Pretty much could have got away much more with just kind of doing it all verbal and maybe showing some pictures and stuff.
That's kind of how I felt. Because there was so much extra dimensional space in the adventure.
Except in that very last circular room when there was supposed to be more, and we were all just
that was not big enough for a dragon.
It seemed like to me too, each room, even though a traditional dungeon crawl doesn't have a lot of role playing in it or puzzles, I'd say this had a lot of role playing and a lot of puzzles into it, probably a good chunk of it. So you might run into a room, let's say with sturges or goblins, but you're going to be interacting with the goblins because they're minions.
There was nothing. Yeah, there was nothing normal in the module. So there was no. Look, here's orcs. Let's fight orcs. It's like here's orcs. They're throwing a dinner party or something, and we're getting whatever.
Right.
Recruited to help out and things.
Here's a room completely filled with goblins wearing yellow shirts and blue shorts.
Yeah.
It's like you can't move through this room. Like, what's going on?
Yes, that's where the theater of the mind comes in.
Yeah.
Yes.
The rule book is the best rule book for D&D to start.
Mm-hmm.
Is it because it's easy or simpler?
Because they explain things better.
Oh.
Well, I think we'll put it this way. Paul was going to take us through Curse of Strahd, and he put us through this. This is probably a lot more easier than Curse of Strahd, probably.
Oh, definitely. But I have in-person things I want to use for Curse of Strahd.
Yes.
And not in person because the pandemic sucks.
Stupid pandemic.
Right. So what's great about this, I think, Steve, you brought it up too, is that you can do a lot of this with theater of the mind. You don't necessarily have to do this You don't necessarily have to have the maps and the minis and all that for this if you don't want to.
Yeah, especially since so much of it is situations you're put into, weird situations that you have to react to or negotiate or talk to people or figure out what's happening. And there is some combat in it, but it's not certainly not a tactical thing at all. You can just kind of describe things and just do theater of the mind combat, and I think this is a module that really benefits from that. Because most of it is about absurd situations, not about how many feet away the orc is.
Yeah, and there's a lot of rooms that are especially complicated, like the Applebee's room, whatever that was, with the servers and the Slaughterfest. The Slaughterfest room.
Oh my gosh.
The Slaughterfest room.
That was cool.
Gone on for 3 or 4 rounds. But
that was the Chuck E. Cheese.
The Chuck E. Cheese thing. Yeah. It was great, but kind of boring.
I liked the concept. I didn't think it was boring. I liked that.
Well, if you guys would have died 3 or 4 times, you would have been bored.
Well, maybe so.
Yeah.
So, Paul, did you?
Yeah, it was to kill you 3 or 4 times, and then you make it through.
You wanted to kill us, didn't you? You wanted that to happen. You wanted to cause us pain. What is this about DMs who aren't happy for their characters when they live? I guess
they live all the time. It gets boring.
Yeah, I'm too generous.
So, Paul, did you feel like you had to tweak the encounters at all? Did you feel like they were pretty...
I should have made things a little bit harder.
Okay.
It should have been a tiny bit harder, and Jerry should have died more.
Yes, I agree.
Me too.
And Steve and Rebecca, did you feel that the encounters were challenging, or did you feel maybe too easy? I thought some of the puzzles were...
Yeah, well, like I said, the encounters in this were not, to me it was kind of irrelevant. Okay, we fight some things sometimes and get to roll dice, and that's fun. But the real magic of this was all in just the ridiculous situations he ended up in. Right. And that was the fun bit. So combat almost was a little break from that on occasion. The one I really did like was the one where we run into our alternate reality selves.
Oh, yes.
And each pair off and fight your alternate reality self in private.
That was really cool.
And then all join back together, not knowing, which Jerry is this? Because it really doesn't matter which Jerry it is. It's the one that won. It's the one that one-shotted himself.
That is pretty cool. Yeah, that was a good one where we had battled each other, our doppelgangers, and whoever won just continued on with the adventure.
Who knows? That was great because first you guys had to kill yourselves.
Yeah.
And then the next room you had to kill each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was great for the DM.
Was that the one? I like the one where you sent us secret messages.
That was the one where you had to kill each other.
That was fun.
So I texted everybody messages. Like, here's how you're handling the situation. You have to protect this giant gross thing from your family. And other people were like, you have to kill the giant gross thing.
I got to protect the giant gross thing.
Yes.
That was fun.
That was great.
Yeah, that was neat. That was new and cute. I like that. I liked all the puzzles.
Yes. It was great.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been through anything like that. So that was pretty cool. It also was funny when Jerry just one-shotted the doppelganger Jerry, one-shotted our own Jerry, and then the doppelganger had to be our new character.
Well, and if you notice, alternative reality Jerry turned out to be much more competent than our Jerry, so I felt like we won.
There you go.
Was that when he stopped waiting in the hallway all the time and then actually came in and did some stuff?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he kept doing that.
I gotta be careful because when D&D, when you see doppelganger, that's an actual creature. So you're right. Alternate reality.
No, that was Jerry.
Yes, I was Jerry from another
Yes.
universe.
Killed Jerry. Jerry killed Jerry, and then Jerry died.
Right.
Oh, Jerry.
Just like Kath killed Kath, and Kath died.
And I killed my alternate reality Summer rather quickly. Like
Yeah.
2 rounds or whatever. One. So.
How hot?
Well.
How hot was that summer? Was that summer hot, or was that summer not hot?
Oh, not hot.
Okay.
Not like this summer. Yeah. So anyway, and then it got really, really super weird. I won't go too much into it, but it got super weird at the end. But it was a decent conclusion to the game.
Well, here's the problem. I told you guys to level up to level 4. You did that, and then I said make sure you level up to 4, and everyone took that as level up to 5.
Of course, the picture you put. By the way, you should look at your Facebook post. It has a 5 on there.
Yeah.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah, it does, mofo. It's a
Yeah.
5.
The
Oh
5.
shit!
Besides,
I said
you know,
shit.
I mean,
said
why
shit 3
not?
times now.
Let's expedite it when we're playing a short campaign. 5
That's why you don't
5 was
drink a
appropriate.
DM, man. You don't drink a DM. That'll be another episode.
So like, fine, great. Young Green Dragon, sure, whatever.
Sure.
It was 1 round.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
it was still fun.
Yeah, it was good. We had a good time. So, what'd you guys think overall of the adventure compared to other adventures? Maybe a good starter.
Well,
Or maybe
you mean
similar
compared to
one?
our other non-Rick and Morty adventures?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you froze, Blue Samurai.
No,
You are frozen in the COVID. There
Yeah.
you go.
You look
Yeah.
frozen. Anyway.
You were
Uh-oh.
frozen.
You're
Because my
frozen.
internet's
dude.
unstable. All right, so I'm back again, right? You see me? Okay. So,
New
what
rock,
what'd you think of? What'd you guys think of the adventure overall?
It was fun. I give it 4 butts.
Out of how many butts though? 5 butts?
There is a multiverse full of butts, but I give it 4.
Okay.
No, I thought it was a good time. I mean, it wasn't a serious thing, but it's like, it doesn't have to be. You can sit around and do weird, strange stuff and enjoy it, and it's a nice little interlude type thing, which is what we used it for. And I'm glad we played it. I had fun.
I enjoyed playing with the Steves as co-players instead of DMs.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
Cool.
No, it was fun. I liked it. I like the shortness of it. I liked it all. I like the puzzles. I feel like our DM could have, done a bit more with his voices and characterization. Just saying.
I don't watch Rick and Morty. I'm sorry.
You should
Oh,
have
geez.
drooled. You should have drooled more like Rick.
I'm Mr. Paul. Look at me.
Oh.
So
Yeah,
so
you
Paul,
should have had the. Yeah.
So Paul, you actually had some. You DM'd us through other adventures. I think the starter set and the essentials kit. So what do you think of that compared to this? If you had to begin new adventures, like people brand new to D&D, what would you recommend?
If I was buying a kit as a DM, I would buy this one, Rick and Morty, because the rule book does a much better job. If I knew what I was doing, I would buy the Essentials kit.
Okay.
But of course, what I did was I ran you guys through the beginner's set, which was great, but it's from 2015, 2014.
Right.
They hadn't quite figured it out yet. It's a good adventure, but it was more difficult.
Yeah, I think overall this is probably a good adventure for. Just like Steve said, for a break. If you are in a current adventure just going on, it's dragging, your DM needs a break, or the players need a break. I think this is probably a good adventure to go on. And if you're completely new to D&D, if you want to learn about 5th edition and the rules, I think it's a good opportunity to play
Yeah.
something like this. And I mean, I think we took a little longer because we were dealing with the virtual world and trying to figure out Forge and Discord. But I think something like this is probably a lot shorter than it took us about 5 weeks, I think, to completely go through it. And when I say 5 weeks, we meet once a week.
24 hours a day for 5 weeks.
But I think it probably could be done in 8 hours. Probably, I think. If you didn't have the virtual, you didn't have to deal with the virtual tabletop.
Wow. Cat butt.
Overall, yeah, I highly recommend it. So
Yeah, it was fun.
So Geeks of Cascadia gives it a thumbs up.
Thumbs up your butthole.
Thumbs up.
There
And
you
my
go.
cat's triple butthole. 3 buttholes.
Triple buttholes.
3 butts.
Thumbs up your cat's butthole too.
All right. So does anyone have any parting words before we leave this segment?
Not after that.
All right.
You can't top the 3 butts.
All right. Well, with that, we'll catch you later. Hopefully, we'll get on a new adventure. I know we're on Steve's adventure. We'll be doing that, and maybe we can get on Curse of Strahd and we can do a review of that someday, or
Woohoo.
Furnace.
Or Baldur's Gate.
Us.
Yes.
So, with that, I'll catch you later.
Cat butt. Woo. That was pretty complete, and that was a nice review, right? I think we covered everything.
Yeah,
I like that. That was good.
We did okay.
I
There's a
thought
lot
we did
there.
great. I know there is a lot there, but I think if someone was thinking about getting this game and they watched our podcast, I think they would be. I think they'd be getting the game.
I think it's a good game to start off with. If you're new to D&D and you want to know about what,
if you're nude to D&D,
nude. I said
what?
new.
Who plays like that?
I'm not wearing pants.
Oh,
Anyway,
now we know.
If you're new to D&D, you should check it out. It's
Nudity. D.
Paul, I'm just going to ignore you. Paul,
That's not the first
are you going to continue on with our adventure, or what do you think? Probably that's it. Just one
If
shot.
you want to, yeah. If you want to have the characters from Rick and Morty playing other characters,
because that's not
D&D
confusing.
game, because it's so meta. We can do that. I've got the book Rebecca and Susan got me for my 40th. Oh my God, I'm so old. My 50th birthday.
Oh.
We
yes.
play
Yes.
the Rick and Morty characters.
That's
What?
actually kind of cool. But
What?
that would be the only Rick and Morty-ness of it, right? Would be the characters.
Well, they can travel through time and space and SHIT.
Multiverse of opportunities for us.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
You're only limited by your imagination
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
or something.
Well, I
My
think
hands.
that's it for the show. Do we have anything else to maybe sign off with? Just remind people that you can contact us at geeksofcascadia@gmail.com or Geeks of Cascadia at Twitter. Also, Paul, you've got that phone number you want to...
20.
It is 20861 geeks.
Okay.
I think we should
61 geeks.
208-61 geeks. I think we should
Or-
take turns.
You can take a pistachio shell, but only the ones that have been colored green, and whisper into that shell and bury it under a rhododendron at midnight with your secret message, and then we'll get that message.
Paul gets that message because I
Oh.
haven't got that.
I have the hookup.
I think we
That's
should take turns holding on to the phone that you got that connects with that, so they can call
That's my
their
phone.
favorite. That's your
my
own personal phone.
You can have my phone.
Oh, well, I thought you got some burner phone to
Nobody
have
can
the
see your
number.
phone, Paul, when you get the background.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so I guess with that, I guess we can sign off now. Okay.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
So in that case, embrace the nerd,
From a distance.
and I hope you make that saving throw.
Me too.
So are we just starting over?
Yes. I can tell Paul is very angry right now. Okay.
I'm fine. I don't give a shit. That's fine.
All right, here we go.
He's going to be more drunk at the end.
Don't worry. Yeah.
I was trying to
All
be more sober this time.
All right.
So Rebecca says one?
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure that gets in there.